Time now for the voice of the land on the Big Play Network with your hosts, Kevin Arnold and Always Positive Jay.
Jay, I know it doesn't really affect you right now. I guess because I haven't had a chance to really
let it
out. And I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to sit here, whine and cry and yell. I understand the situation. What really got me going was after the game and like within the 24 to 48 hours after, the moral victory parade that went on through social media, through microphones. Well, this team went through 4 quarterbacks and they went through all these injuries. We've talked about that all year. Why it upsets me the way this team went out. Like, I can take it. I could probably have taken it much easier, gotten through that 24-hour hurt if this team would have gone back and forth, would have been a shootout, or both defenses making plays and both offenses making plays, as I thought it would be. But you got your doors blown off. With a lot of the guys that have been on their pedestal saying, we are the best defense in the league. We're the best in the world. We're the best of all time. They started reading those press clippings again, and C.J. Stroud lit them up. They lit Jim Schwartz up.
See, I don't think it was about reading press clippings or getting a hold of themselves. I honestly, God, am just chalking this one up. I've watched so many football games. Sometimes people just call great games against you. And, dude, we could play them next week and probably beat them. And then the following week, it would be a close game. And maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes they were just calling like, their offense coordinator had a set plan that was just way better than Jim Schwartz. They used their over-aggressiveness against our corners with double moves left and right. They knew how to beat us. Like, they were just ready for us, I felt like. And it just happens. Like, it sucks that you lose like that. And people are like, oh, it's embarrassing. I'm like, I'm not embarrassed. I didn't play. Why would you be embarrassed? Like, you didn't play.
I understand, but it's embarrassing to see that. And it's like, again, it's the things that happened, especially on the back end. These like pointing fingers, guys missing assignments in what was supposed to be a more aggressive back end defensive backfield. Myles Garrett really a no-show in the game. The defensive line that we had seen be ferocious, and I understand that they were different on the road. But I thought they exercised all those demons when they went to Houston the first time. While it wasn't against C.J. Stroud and the 2 big-time pass rushers that the Houston Texans have, they had different players out on the field. I thought they exercised the demons of we're not the same defense on the road when they went to Houston the first time and did what they were supposed to do against a backup quarterback. A backup quarterback that they knew, some of these players knew because Case Keenum was here in Cleveland before. It was just to me, it was an embarrassment, and I know we disagree, and that's totally fine. I understand where you're coming from. I'm over the moral victories. I understand the situation that they were up against, and they deserve a lot of credit. And we had a lot of fun this season for everything that they were able to overcome. But you overcome all that, and that is the crap we get served? That, to me, is embarrassing.
It's like I said, I didn't play. It doesn't embarrass me at all. Like, I feel bad for them. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not on the team. When you're at games, I've been with you. You cheer. You do the only job we have to do is to cheer. I cannot be embarrassed. I feel bad for them, like they should be embarrassed, but I'm not embarrassed. Like, it doesn't. I didn't play. That's not my fault.
I'm disappointed, and
yeah,
I agree.
I'd be disappointed. Yes,
and I agree with Kevin. I'm disappointed that with all the adversity that this team basically overcame this year, that to go out the way they did in that game. I mean, I think they were just out coached.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's
I think it was
their game plan was just frankly way like
I think you're calling. You can call out the
there's
defensive
there's
ends for
mistakes
the
Emerson not giving full effort on that one tackle on the long run. I could point. But if I go through every single game we played, there's mistakes like that. There's always when you lose like that, they get amplified like crazy. I believe.
But I feel
And
like
it makes it hurt more.
Yeah, I feel like somebody, like you said, they exploited our over aggressiveness. You know, you have Miles coming in off the end. So what do? They dink a pass right over him.
I mean, look,
and there's no one containing him.
Myles Garrett wasn't there. Watch how long it took every single pass. Every pass was like 2 seconds, like boom, boom.
And Stroud, and the thing is Stroud,
and he's going against Larry Tunsil is no joke. Like that dude is one of the best young tackles in the league. Like he's really good.
But I think you got to give C.J. Stroud a lot of credit too, because
he had a great game.
I think the whole season he's just been he's been amazing.
Well, and that was the other problem was a lot of people were downplaying what he was going to be like. Every step of this season, C.J. Stroud has been questioned. Like, a rookie quarterback. Like, that's good for a rookie quarterback, but he
That's
can't
good for
keep
any
doing
quarterback.
it. Oh, he kept doing it. Oh, but he's a rookie quarterback, so he can't do this. Oh,
but he did it.
Oh, he's a rookie quarterback, and this is a rookie head coach in their first playoff game. Guess what? No one wanted to say on the other side, yes, it was Kevin Stefanski's third playoff game, but it was only his second. And the 2 games he'd been on the sideline for in the playoffs, especially with fans in the stands. I know Kansas City wasn't nowhere near how many fans Houston had.
They almost beat Kansas City, though.
They almost beat Kansas City, but we have lost the 2 times that Kevin Stefanski's been on the sideline and not down in his basement. I'm not trying to say that he's not a good coach or anything. I'm just saying he still has a lot to learn about the playoffs, but he's had a little experience. And he let someone who hasn't had that experience from a head coaching job out-coach him. Because D'Amico Ryans is good. C.J. Stroud is good. We underestimated him. We didn't give our best. And this is the second time now that Jim Schwartz has been beaten by a rookie quarterback. The last one to do so, Joe Flacco. Beat Jim Schwartz's defense as a rookie quarterback in the playoffs. And the Flacco fever faded out very...
See, where I don't... How many teams would you expect to go anywhere with both right tackle and left tackle?
I understand.
How many teams? They not only were on their second, third, fourth. I'm pretty sure they were on a fourth.
But you couldn't say anything bad about Flacco. Flacco was going to be the one to take us to the promised land. Like, again, this cloud of and I know you're always positive, but and I'm not taking a shot at that, but like this cloud of positivity that just gets surrounded with this team, and if you critique any little thing, it's like, oh my gosh, you have said the worst thing anybody has ever said in the entire world. I understand that no team should go there. They overachieved this season. But the problem is we have seen the type of effort, the culture that they were building, the grit,
That's why I'm happy. I told you this all year.
I can't be when you go out like that in the most important game. You have
lost. You have lived by. You have lived by. If you lose, if it's at the end of the game and it's a kick at whatever, it's still a loss. Just like when you win, a win's a win. The same applies to a loss. I don't care if you get blown out because it still goes in an L. Hardship of football is you don't get to second chance like basketball.
I do care because they lived by the philosophy that the next game was the most important. Trying to build that playoff mentality. You showed that all year through all the adversity. And you take a poop sandwich on all of the hype, all of the energy, all of the effort that had gone through in the season from everybody involved with an effort that looked like you didn't care. You didn't think you needed to put your best foot forward to win that football game, and Houston took advantage of it and ran you out of your season.
So you're saying they weren't giving enough effort. I don't believe that. I think they were trying. There's mistakes. Like you take one play where I see a dude didn't give effort. That's it. Other than that, they're all trying their hardest. They were just getting beat. You got your number one receiver is limping around here.
There's no effort to tackle a guy. There's no effort to tackle a guy a tight end that no one knew about go 76 yards up the sideline with 5 guys that are just jogging, not really giving effort to go after this guy. Like, I just gave you 3 plays where effort was not given.
We'll just agree. Like,
Yeah, we'll agree to disagree because, like, it's just I'm sick of the moral victories and people like. There's more. This isn't going to be like we get to start where we left off at the end of the year, this year, next year. Guess what? You have to go all through all this again, and now we got to sit through 9 months.
Gonna fall back on what you just did this season. Like I've been telling everybody, they're gonna go look at we got to just stay healthy. That's key number one on that team is to stay healthy. Like you can't win against playoff teams when you're this beat up. Look at all the teams left.
And now we gotta
every
go
quarterback
through the
is the
Can
starting
Watson
quarterback.
Actually, do it? Can this person come back? It's the
That
same.
happens every year. It's
Same.
whatever.
As much
This
as things
team is
change,
A lot better than the
things stay the same.